Hi you guys, this is a quick tutorial about Microsoft Excel 2010. I'm going to be showing you 10 things that I believe everyone should know. These are must-know things in Excel in order to be able to use Excel to do exactly what you want. Excel is a powerful tool used all over the world. It's great and it's really easy if you know what you're doing. So let me get started with the first thing I want to show you guys, and that's going to be populating an ascending order. What populating in ascending order means is that, let me hop over to sheet number 2 and I'm going to show you what populating means. Let's say I have the number 1, 2, 3 and I want to have this number dragged down and written in every single cell. You see this little box that appears in the corner when you click on a cell? You can actually drag this box, click and drag it down, and notice that my number is going to populate everywhere. But there was no math being done here. It's just the same number duplicating itself over in every cell. So this occurs whenever I decide to drag. Let's say I wanted only 3 boxes, it will be in 3 boxes. Now what if I have the number 1 and I want to go all the way to number 30 without having to type in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. So I couldn't just drag the 1 down because I'm going to have 1s 30 times, right? So if I put the number 2 in cell A2 and I highlight both 1 and 2 and I drag the little corner down all the way to 30, you're going to see that the numbers are going to populate in a hierarchy, in ascending order. You're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 forward all the way to 30. So the purpose of this lesson is to show you guys that you can actually copy the contents of one thing, only one thing, by dragging it down, and you can also populate it in ascending order and have it in, you can have, if you have to highlight both cells. That's the key. If I just drag the 1 over it, it's going to overdo the 2 and then overwrite the 2 and then continue down and create a bunch of 1s. But if I have the 2 in there and I highlight both, it'll continue. So let's say I want to do years, for example. Let's say I want to go from 1990, right? I can drag it down to all the way to 30 and I'm going to have 30 1990s. But let's say I want to go from 1990 to 2020, right? So I put 1990 and then I'm going to put in 1991 and I'm going to highlight both and drag it down to 2030 and I'll have 2019 here because I'm not using 31, right? My math was off, but you get the idea. Alright, let me continue on to the second thing. The second thing I wanted to show you is how to sort things in both ascending and descending order. Now sorting is very, very important. Let me hop over again to sheet number 2. I'm going to put in a bunch of numbers here, right? I'm going to put in 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 4, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 17. You get the point. I'm getting all tongue-tied in here with these numbers. So I have these numbers and they're definitely not in order, right? So how can I sort them? How can I make this easy for me to sort so I can have them in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so forth? Well, I could do it by either selecting the entire column, clicking on sort and filter on the top right corner, and then clicking on custom sort. Now custom sort is very powerful. It allows you to sort by smallest to largest or largest to smallest. In this case I'm going to sort it from smallest to largest. And take a look at my numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 4 double in there, which is going to take me to my next lesson that I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you how to remove duplicate values from a row. So that's basically the entire trick to sorting. You go to sort, custom sort. Just remember custom sort. It's very important because this gives you an option to not just sort by values, but you can also sort by colors. Let's say I have a cell which is, let's say, yellow, yellow, and let's make one in orange and then orange, right? And let's say I want all my oranges on top. I go to sort, custom sort. I'm going to say sort column A by cell color, and I'm going to pick the color orange, and I'm going to say show me my oranges on top, and 9 and 13 will appear on top. So that's really a really interesting thing, and this is used within other formulas as well. When you do conditional formatting and you make things red color and you have red all over your screen but you want them to be on the top of the screen, let me put the yellow up top. Let me show you again how it's done. Custom sort. Remember, you have to select either the selection or the row that you want to sort, otherwise things will not sort great. And you're going to select, let's say, the yellow, and you're going to say OK, and my yellow is going to be on top. Simple. It's very simple. It's very fun. It's very cool. Let's move on to the next thing. The next thing is working with selections, which I just kind of showed you how to do already. Um, when I have a list of things, let me hop over to my second sheet. If I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I have here, let's say, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's say I only want to work with this selection. I only want to sort this selection, or I want to put a style on this selection. I want to color it red. Um, Selections is very important because you can actually select multiple cells and do different things. So when you hold down Control, for example, you can select different cells as you click on them. Or if you click on, let's say, one and then you hold down Shift and you click on something else, you select everything but the remainder. So remember, Control clicking will help you select, Shift clicking will help you select. And let's say I just want to, I don't know, sort the numbers here. Instead of sorting everything, I can go here, do my custom sort like I showed you guys, and sort from smallest to largest, which is already sorted by that, but let me go back here and sort it again by largest to smallest and take a look. Only my selection got sorted. That's it. The rest remained intact, which is very important when you're playing with data because sometimes you only want to manipulate certain data inside of the array, not the entire thing. So that's working with selections. Very, very simple. Always remember another thing. Here in the top corner, you can select your whole sheet at all times just by clicking on this little box. Now, when you're sorting, it's very important to remember selections because if you're not sorting the right thing or the right selection, or you're sorting one column and not the rest, for example, if I have here a list of data, I'm not going to type it all in, but I'm just giving you an example. If column A, B, and C have, let me type it in so you'll see what I'm saying. I'm going to put in here 1, and I'm going to type in dog. I'm going to type in here 3, and I'm going to type cat. I'm going to type here 4, and I'm going to type in here, let's say, I don't know, mouse. And one of them is 2, and I'm going to write the word bird. And I'm going to write in 1, 2, 3, I'm going to write 5, and I'll add in the word lion. Now, take a look what happens when I sort just this selection right here. All the contents in cell B that are adjacent. You see, Excel right away gives me a warning and says, if you're sorting the data here that you just highlighted, the other data in column B is not going to sort with it, meaning the line is going to leave the number 5 when 5 moves away. You know, when 2 goes to the top, bird will remain in the same place. So I'm going to show you what I mean. Right now, I'm going to sort everything by, well, take a look. It's sorted in ascending order, but I don't want that. What I wanted to show you was I'm going to sort just column A1 through A5. And I'm going to say continue with my selection, and I'm going to sort it with smallest to largest. And I just screwed up my whole data now, because what if I wanted bird to stay with the number 2? You see what I'm saying? So, oh, by the way, Control Z is a great tool to undo things. Every time you make a mistake, it's okay, just click Control Z, and it'll undo and take you right back to the beginning. Next thing I wanted to show you is removing duplicate values. Another really nice tool. Let's say you have a crap load of data, and you have, I'll use numbers again, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 9, 10. And I don't want all these extra numbers in there. Let's say I only want 1 9 instead of 2 9s, and I want 1 8 instead of 4 8s. The quickest way to do this is just highlight the column that the dupes are in, click on the Data tab on the ribbon on the top, and there's a button here called Remove Dupes. A lot of people don't know this, believe it or not. When you click on Remove Dupes, it's going to say, which column would you like to remove the dupes in? And I want to remove the dupes in column A. So when I click OK now, it'll tell me 19 duplicate values were found and only 11 unique remain. So here's my 11 unique numbers. 1 through 10, 11 unique numbers, and well, 11 would have been a unique number as well, but it's a blank. I selected it also. But you get the gist of it, that if you have, let me undo what I just did. If you have something like this, let's say you want to filter out a list of names, or I don't know, companies, or whatever the case may be, even when it comes to money, you want to filter out all the $1 out, you could just go to Remove Dupes and OK. The Remove Dupes button is located in the Data tab of the ribbon. Very simple, very easy. Let's go back to sheet number 1. The next thing I wanted to show you is basic formatting. Basic formatting means not everything can be a currency or, alright, for example, let's say I have the number 10, right? I can right click on the column or the actual cell and I can choose format cells. Now let's say I want the 10 to be currency. I want it to be $10. And now it's $10. So what is really the point of formatting? Formatting is basically the type of value that's in the cell. Let's say you don't want it to be money. Let's say you want it to be a date. Sometimes when you do certain things, like you put in a date and it comes up all screwed up, is because it's not formatted to be a date. You should always look at formatting. You have numerous types of formatting. Everything starts as general. General have no specific format, just like it's written here. It could be either a string or it could be a numeric value. A number could be anything with a decimal. You actually specify where you want the decimal. Again, this is very useful. I just formatted it as a number with 2 decimal points, which is why I have 10.00. So it's really useful to have. Let's say you're working with a CSV and you're about to create labels, and you have zip codes that are missing a 0 in the beginning. For example, some states have zip codes that are something like 0, 0, 1, 2, I don't know, I'm just going to give it a random number. Oh, you see, since I formatted it, take a look. Everything that I'm going to type in here now is going to be, well, I only formatted the cell, but everything you type in a formatted cell will retain that formatting. Very, very useful stuff. Okay, so that goes for formatting. I know maybe I didn't give you a total thing about it, but you get my idea about why it's important to format. Because if you have a number and you want it to be, let's say, $1 and it reflects funny on your data, you want to format that. And formatting has everything for zip codes, numbers, values, etc. So yeah, that's what formatting's about. Conditional formatting. Conditional formatting is a really powerful tool in Excel, and that's the 6th thing I want to show you guys. Let's say, for example, you have here. I'm always going to stick with numbers. Let's say I'm going to stick with letters now. I'm just going to write the word dog, cat, mouse. I'm going to write bird. I'm just going to fill in some crap in here. Bird, lion, turtle, zebra, and I'm going to take this stuff and I'm just going to make random pasting of it. I'm going to paste the same things over and over and over and over and over and over. And everything we learned can apply to this, by the way. I could show you everything we just learned on this one particular sheet, being I have so much nonsense in here. Okay, so let's get to conditional formatting real quick. Conditional formatting is in the Home tab of the ribbon, and what it means is that you can actually create highlight rules for cells that have all kinds of data in them, that in a mathematical kind of thing. What I mean by that is, let's say I want to highlight all the duplicate values in this sheet. In this case, guess what? Everything's duplicate because everything has. This is so funny. I can't even show you in a valid example because I'm not using the right data to show you. Conditional formatting basically allows me to highlight things that are either greater than a number, less than a number, between a certain amount of numbers, equal to something, text that contain, right? So let's say I want to only highlight dog, right? Take a look. You can see my screen in the background. I typed in dog. All the dogs became red. Let's say I want to highlight the word mouse, or let's say I want to highlight the word cat. But you see how important it is to conditionally format these things, because now I'm able to point out things within this jumble of text. That is a perfect example. The rest really all apply to numbers, but text that contain is really a perfect way. So let's say I want to highlight everything that has zebra. In this text I want to see all my zebras, and I'm able to see it. But now let's say I want to count how many times zebra is in there the easy way. Well, now that's where I'm going to go in and sort this. I'm going to highlight everything, and I'm going to go to custom sort, and I'm going to sort column A by cell colors, and I want to sort it by the color red, which I just conditionally formatted. And I'm going to say put all my reds on top, and I know that red is zebra, so I'm going to say put all my zebras on the top of the screen, and you can see that I have 6 zebras that I randomly just chose to paste in this text. Like I said, this is extremely powerful if you use it for the right thing, but it is very cool and is a very nice tool and great feature in Excel. And that's my little segment on conditional formatting. Next is basic math. Basic math is exactly what it says it is. Let's say I have here 10 and right below it I have 2. Let's say I want to divide 10 by 2. I could just say I want, always start your formulas with equal. I'm going to say equal. I'm going to say A4, and you'll see 10 highlighted because A4 is where the 10 value is. I'm going to say A4, the divided by sign, and I'm going to say A5. And I'm going to hit enter, and you're going to see that I got 5 because 10 divided by 2 is 5. So again, this is really, really easy stuff. Let's say I want to get the sum of this. I can actually type in equals sum, and I can just click on the cells that I want to have the sum of. Equals sum, and I want the sum of 10, 2, and 5, and I get 17. So basic math is all formulas really in Excel. It always starts with an equal. When you do an equal, you could say equal median, for example, or all your formulas are really right here. And see, it's pointless for me to really show you by text. I kind of know what I want to do all the time. That's why I just type in like the first letter of the formula and it pops up. But if you want to review formulas, there's a formula tab right here on the ribbon in Excel. And you could see here all the types of formulas that they have. They have financial formulas, logical formulas, text, and math and trigonometry. And that's where I got my math from, for example, sum, or they have sin, cosine, tangent. They have all this good stuff here. And it'll do everything for you. So I just showed you a quick example with math. But always remember that the equal sign really produces the beginning of the formula. It's a lot of fun. It's very simple. And math in Excel is really cool. I happen to like doing it. Let me go on back to my sheet number 1. And the next thing I want to show you guys is concatenating, which is another formula. Concatenate basically means that if I have, let's say, a bunch of area codes, right? 718, and I'm going to put in 718 in, I don't know, let's say 10 places. And then I have phone numbers. I have basically 555, 555, 5555, right? Whatever it is. And I have a bunch of phone numbers here now. And let's say I want to connect these guys together in their own cell without having to type everything out. I mean, you could do this with endless amount of data. I'm talking about endless amount of data. You can have 1 billion rows and do this with. So concatenate will essentially just put the 718 and the 555, 555 together. So how do you do that? You would type in equals and concatenate, and you would designate the first cell you want to concatenate, the thing you want at the beginning of the stuff you're joining together, and that will be my A1. And I'm going to join that with B1, and you'll see the blue box designating the first thing I want to concatenate, and the green box that appears designating what I want to concatenate. And I'm just going to close the parentheses and hit enter, and now you'll see that I have here the phone number 718 555 5555, and it goes on and so on and so on. All I did was just drag it down. When you drag a formula down, it's going to do that same function to the cells. So if you see me dragging it down where I don't even have numbers, you'll see that it's going to be blank. But if I put a 1 here and a 2 here, it's going to concatenate 1 and 2 and create 12. So concatenate is a really powerful little tool that allows you to combine text from different cells together. Again, let's say I put in ABC and then I put EFG. You'll see I have ABC, EFG in one cell. So it's a really, really cool tool. Down here I don't even have the formula, so it's not going to work, but it's only wherever I paste this particular formula. I can actually drag it everywhere, and whatever text I put in here will concatenate with the text that I put in this particular column. So that's what concatenating is all about. It's pretty cool. Let me delete this sheet, go back here. I wanted to show you guys the aging formula, which is something I use in business a lot, actually, to determine the date of transactions, how many transactions are over 30 days old, and stuff like that. In this case, I'm going to use, let's say, birthdays. Let's say my birthday is January 1st, 1982, right? And My concatenate folder, my concatenate formula is still there. It's funny. Okay. So let's say my birthday is January 1st, 1982. And today's date, you don't even need to put today's date in there. Let's say I want to know how many years or how many days. As a matter of fact, let's do it. Yeah. How many days is today to this date? 1982. January 1st, 1982 to today. How would I do that? I would do that with a formula, and it's actually a simple formula. It's going to be equals, and the equals is going to be today, and equals today just means today's date. I'm going to close the parentheses to signify that I want only today's date to be included in this mathematical formula, and I'm going to say equals today minus, and I'm going to say minus A1, which is the date that I put in there, January 1st, 1982, and I'm going to hit enter. And it actually subtracted today's date. So today's date minus this date. If you take this date away, you'll see that it's August 5th, 1929. That's actually the subtraction between today's date, July 7th, 2011, and January 1st, 1982. If I format this now, take a look. This is where formatting comes in place. Let's say I want to format this to a number with no decimal, of course. I'm going to make the decimal 0. It's going to tell you that it's 10,810 days. So that's really what's today's date minus that date. So if I was born on January 1st, 1982, today I would be 10,810 days old. So that's how the date formula is really used. You could put in a date when you put in a certain transaction. Let me put in here 8/1/2011, and this was how many days ago? 6 days ago. And let me do the same exact formula here. Equals today, today minus, and it's going to be A3 where my data is. I'm going to hit enter, and you'll see that I got 6 because 6 days ago it was this date. So with the aging, you're able to actually tell how many days or the date range difference between certain cells and certain values. So it's a really, really, really cool thing to have. Let's say you have an Excel sheet of people that you billed and you sent them invoices throughout the year, and some of them have been unpaid. You can subtract today's date from them and create an aging report saying, okay, this guy hasn't paid me this amount in 30 days, 40 days, 90 days, 130 days, etc. So that's what the aging thing is all about, and it's really, really cool. And so all done within Excel. This thing has so much power, it's really unbelievable. And the last thing is just styling. Couldn't think of anything very important more to teach. Could elaborate it more on some of the other things I showed you, but styling is just here. I'm going to work within this sheet. Styling is just playing with fonts. Let's say I want to make this red with a pink background, and I can make this, let's say, blue, and I want to make my text green, which you can't even see, so I'm going to make it a darker color to complement it back to black. So yeah, so this is really what I wanted to show you guys. In formatting, you have, in styling, you actually have here in Excel, right next to the table, format as a table, you have a bunch of different formatting things. You can accent things. You see Microsoft already came up with a take a look at this. As I move my mouse over the format, you'll see that the basic math number 7 is changing colors and changing formats and is changing styles. And that's really, really cool, actually, that they included that. See here, normal, bad, good, neutral. Bad naturally has a red background. Good would have a green background. Neutral is an orange background, etc. So that's really it for Excel. I mean, I'm not going to go on, and there's a couple more things I would love to include, but I already got tongue-tied, and there's so much, and I may actually make another video, but I just wanted to show you guys 10 very important things that I believe everyone should know. I happen to consult and teach people certain things, and you can always contact me on my website, dangerstudio.com, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. I occasionally upload videos over there as well. And that's pretty much it. So what did we really go over here? We learned how to populate cells, how to sort cells, working with selections, removing duplicate values, basic formatting, conditional formatting, basic math, which I wish I would have touched on a bit more on, concatenating, which is an awesome thing, aging, which is a great thing in business. Anyone in business should know how to create the aging formula, and styling, which is just toy basically. I wouldn't call this advanced, and I wouldn't call this beginner. This is just something that everyone should touch upon, because you never know when you might need these skills, especially when you design something in Excel or you have a task. You have to figure things out. You have to decrypt and decipher all these crazy numbers and data that your boss may give you, or that you may have or come up with or download, or etc. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.